never be another Bill Gates in this country. You think about the odd path that Bill Gates took, dropping out here, and no way, no more, right? And you know who supports Common Core? Maddeningly, the Chambers of Commerce, which are, people think the Chambers of Commerce are these right-wing conservative groups. Well, wait a second. Is the same Chambers of Commerce that support open borders and amnesty? Why? Because they want cheap, low-skilled labor. They don't want more CEOs. They don't want more vice presidents. They want assembly line worker bees, right? And this is going to be a way to guarantee it. These, you go to the first page of that document, you see these. These are the ways they're already intending to data mine your kids. And in some of those states that have had Common Core longer than you have, like New York, they're already doing it. This one on the right, that's basically a blood pressure cuff that measures pulse and heart rate. And they've boiled it down so they can put it on a little kid's wrist. How do we know this? Got a fax from a mom in New York City, Manhattan. Her 13-year-old daughter came home with a very angry purple bruise on her wrist. And mom said, what happened? Well, they pulled this little girl into a room. They put that on her wrist. They had it too tight. They pulled her into a room. They asked her over 600 questions, including questions like, do your parents vote in the do your parents vote? Did they vote in the last election? Who did they vote for in the last election? Are there guns in your house? Would you feel better if somebody from the school came and took those guns away? Are your parents divorced? This little girl's parents were. Would you feel better if the school helped you live with the parent you wanted to live with? All right? Hundreds and hundreds of such questions. This is another one, the facial expression camera, right? It's a camera that when your kids get laptops at school, you better be very careful. A lot of schools are moving, even some Pennsylvania school districts are moving to just laptop computers, no other school supplies for high school kids. When you get these computers from the schools, inevitably they have NASA quality global satellite positioning. They know where this is all the time. And many of them now are being equipped with facial expression cameras. When your kid opens his state laptop and turns it on, he is immediately everything he does on the computer is recorded. They record him. They're literally filming him. Now, I'm not suggesting that there's somebody sitting at the other end of that watching it. This is like the NSA spying business, right? Where they gather all your phone calls and dump them in a file. Then if they ever need to investigate you for any reason, they can go back into that file and piece those conversations together, right? But think about the implications of this. Your 8-year-old daughter is doing her math homework on her computer in her nightgown. Or the computer's on and she happens to walk out of the bathroom after taking a shower. All this gets recorded. Anybody who walks in the range of that camera, right, while the computer's on, that becomes part of the data profile. All of this gets dumped into your kid's file, along with all those marks and grades and exam scores. And at any point, the government can go into that file and piece it together. Keystroke technology. Every single keystroke ever punched on that computer gets recorded, right? This is how they're going to do it. And they want to biologically have posture analysis seats in classrooms. Do certain subjects or topics cause your kids to shrink down anxiously? The pressure mouse, right? Do certain themes or content or subject matter cause your kid to squeeze the mouse more tightly or cause their palms to sweat more? Do you know they're even working on right now an MRI for classroom use? They're creating an MRI, a brain scan that they can use in classrooms to monitor your kids' brain waves when they listen to and study and read in school. That's the brave new world. And this stuff, now, I guarantee you somewhere some of this is in your Pennsylvania schools. But I know it's in New York schools, and I know it's in Kentucky schools. And one of the reasons Florida, right, we talked about those 3 schools, right? I already told you what happened in New York. The freaking out going on. Right now there's dozens of New York Democrat lawmakers crafting legislation to kill Common Core in New York. You've got the New York State Teachers Unions calling for the head of the Secretary of Education who brought it to them. This is a big problem. Kentucky has put a moratorium on any new Common Core standards coming into the states after 2 years of horrible performance and is looking for a way out of math and English. Florida last summer, test grades were so bad that Governor Scott managed to pass a bill through the legislature that prohibits the federal government's 2 big testing agencies from testing the kids nationally on Common Core in the state of Florida. It means the state's still stuck with the standards, but the feds can't measure them. They can't test them. That's a big first step, right?